everyone. Would you please rise for the national anthem, which will be led by Jessica Quitter, Allison Munich, Tripp Hampton, and Matthew Geller, students in the Department of Theater and Dance.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Distinguished guests, family, and friends of the Chase graduating class of 2009. I'm Molly Tammy, Associate Dean for Student Affairs and Admissions at the Chase College of Law at Northern Kentucky University. It's my pleasure to welcome all of you to the 37th Annual Commencement Exercises of Northern Kentucky University and the 114th Commencement Exercises of the Salmon P. Chase College of Law. At this time, it's my pleasure to introduce the distinguished individuals on the platform. Please hold your applause. It is my pleasure at this time to introduce the distinguished individuals on the platform. Please hold your applause until all have been introduced. Beginning in the back row, Dr. Sue Hodges-Moore, Vice President for Planning, Policy, and Budget. Gerard A. Sanamon, Vice President for University Advancement. Sarah L. Sidebottom, Vice President for Legal Affairs and General Counsel. Joseph E. Wind, Vice President for Government and Community Relations. Dr. Zebulon R. Davenport, Vice President for Student Affairs. Kenneth H. Ramey, Vice President for Administration and Finance. Kieran Zerhusen-Kruer, Executive Director, NKU Foundation. Dr. Kimberly A. Luce, Executive Assistant to the President and Secretary to the NK Board of Regents. Gabriel W. Cronin, Student Regent. Peggy DiGiaco, Staff Regent. Denise H. McClellan, Secretary to the Board of Regents and 1983 graduate of Chase College of Law. Terry L. Mann, member of the Board of Regents. The Honorable Anthony W. Froelich, immediate past president, Chase Alumni Association. David McKnight, Associate Dean for Advancement. Martin C. Butler, member of the Board of Regents. Michael Whiteman, Associate Dean for Law Library Services and Information Technology. Richard Bales, Associate Dean of Faculty Development and Professor of Law. Lawrence Rosenthal, Associate Dean for Academics. Dr. Gail W. Wells, Vice President for Academic Affairs and Provost. Dr. James C. Votruba, President, Northern Kentucky University. Philip J. Schwar, Commencement Speaker and Honorary Degree Recipient. Dennis R. Hannebach, Dean, Chase College of Law. Anna Dale Piles, Chair, Board of Regents. Kieran Ogburn, Associate Dean for Administration. Henry Stevens, Grand Marshal and Executive Director of the Chase Center for Excellence in Advocacy and Professor of Law. Members of the class of 2009, congratulations. This is a great day for you and indeed for all of us. We are extremely proud of you and we are honored to share this momentous occasion with you. This is a great day for you, the class of 2009. We know it was made possible by your hard work and dedication over many years. I'm certain, however, that you'll agree that your achievements would not have been possible without the enormous support of many others, and many of them are with us here today to help you celebrate. So let's take a moment to recognize these many supporters of you, our graduates. Will the parents of our graduates please stand and be recognized? Thank you. And many others have grandparents who are here sharing the day. Will all the grandparents of our graduates please stand and be recognized? Many of our graduates have families of their own. Will the spouses, children, and partners of our graduates please stand and be recognized? Thank you. On behalf of our graduates and the entire Chase College of Law family, I thank all of you for your invaluable support to the members of the Chase graduating class of 2009.
Good afternoon. I'm Gail Wells, Vice President for Academic Affairs and Provost, and it is my high honor to recognize the great faculty of the Chase College of Law. Graduates, how many of you have had a faculty member who has inspired you with his or her commitment to and knowledge of the legal profession? A faculty member who genuinely cared about you and your education and enhanced your belief in the noble profession you have chosen. Let me take a moment to honor them and draw your attention to the key role the faculty have played in bringing the class of 2009 to this very important milestone in their lives. NKU's faculty members are the very heart of this dynamic institution. Their dedication ensures that our students receive an education we like to call up close and personal. While colleges and universities have changed over time, one thing is no different now than it was when that very first teacher inspired the very first pupil. That is, the importance of the essential relationship between students and faculty members as teachers, scholars, and learners. In A University for the 21st Century, Duderstadt wrote, and I quote, "The principal resource of a university is its faculty. The quality and commitment of the faculty determine the excellence of the academic programs of a university, the learning of its students, the excellence of its teaching and scholarship, its capacity to serve broader society through public service, and the resources it is able to attract from public and private sources." NKU is so fortunate to have a faculty so firmly dedicated to our students. This faculty brings academic credentials from some of the most prestigious universities in the world. Many have achieved distinction on the national or international stage. Oliver Wendell Holmes said, and I quote, "One's mind, once transformed by a new idea, never regains its original dimension," end quote. Through the work of these faculty members, our students' lives have been transformed. I am confident they are prepared to join the legal profession dedicated to justice and the highest ethical standards. It is now my distinct pleasure to ask all members of the Chase College of Law faculty to stand as you honor them with your applause. Thank you.
It is now my pleasure to introduce one of our graduates today, Adam Stegall. Adam has served as the president of the Student Bar Association for this past academic year. And having worked with Adam on a number of student affairs matters, I can attest to the very strong leadership that he showed in that position. So Adam's here to make a couple very special presentations today.
Thank you, Dean Tammy. As she said, I'm Adam Stegall. I'm the outgoing SBA president. What I'm here to do today is give out the Lukowski Award for the Faculty Member of the Year, and then also the Outstanding Staff Member Award for the 2009 year as well. I wanted to say something first, though, I guess, to the class of 2009, since you guys elected me to serve as your president. First, I want to thank you for that. I had a great time doing that. But I also want to address and say that this is a class, this is a group of my peers that are truly outstanding. I've never been around a larger group of just very talented, very intelligent individuals. And I have no doubt that while we persevered through these 3 years of law school to graduate, through all those case briefings and all the exams, being sent to the library to look up Latin phrases we might not know, we persevered. And I have no doubt that this super talented group of individuals will do the same as we enter into the job force. So congratulations to all of you, my great peers. Okay, on to what I'm supposed to be doing. The first award I'm going to give out is the Lukowski Award, which goes to an outstanding faculty member. These awards were voted on by the 2009 class. The person winning this award was somebody that I personally love to death. He was the only person that I'd ever met before I came to school here. And he, in fact, I think probably helped me when I came in and kind of gave me some guidance. He's someone that is a very strong student advocate, and that's something that I respect with him. When I was SBA president, he came to me at one point when I first was elected and brought up an issue that students were bringing to him, and he wanted to make sure that something was being done about that. And so I worked with him, and we tried to make something happen with that. But more importantly, as an educator, I personally think the most important thing you can do is to engage students in your subject and to inspire them. And this educator does that, even with a subject such as administrative law, which is very difficult to inspire anybody in, but he does it, and he's an outstanding person. So it's my great honor to award Professor Steve Stevens the Lukowski Award for 2009.
This is wonderful. Thank you. No problem. I got to have a microphone here. First of all, I want to thank Adam and thank the class of 2009. As I sit here today from this vantage point and look out and remember the faces of you all nearly 3 years ago when there was the fear of the unknown and the natural consternation that we all feel about whether we can do something that's a challenge. And I look in those same faces today and I see the satisfaction of having met that challenge, the satisfaction of knowing that you can go forward and do well and do good. And this is indeed the highest honor, in my view, that students can ever bestow on a faculty member. Having said that, I know why you bestowed it on me. You were afraid this was going to be a boring proceeding, and you wanted someone who had very little frontal lobe control to come up and be able to say something that probably no one else would. So I hope in that regard I don't disappoint. I would just like to say, as you go forward, remember to be good to yourselves, to be good to your families, to remember the horrendous contributions that those sitting in this room have made so that you can accomplish your objective. And as thrilled as I am to have this award, I must say that I'm equally thrilled over the prospect of the extremely lucrative Workers' Compensation Award that I will have against this university for having been forced to haul this tree trunk to stage. I was operated on last year, Mr. President, and I'm feeling poorly, and I think I need representation. Can I get some representation out here? All right, good, good. Well, going forward, please remember that those of us on this side of the platform always wish you well. We'll always remain available to assist you in any way we can, and we're proud to have had you. Thank you.
The second award that I'm here to give out today is for the Outstanding Staff Member of 2009. And again, this award was voted on by all of our graduating seniors, or 3Ls. The person who won this award is our registrar. And I've only known her for about a year. But from talking to everybody and all the students that voted on this, it really wasn't a surprise. She has been an absolutely wonderful person to work with as a registrar. I know as we went through, scheduling our classes is such a hassle, and everybody gets all worked up about it. And Jenny always takes that in stride and always tries to accommodate students, and that's something she's been great at doing. She's got such a large task, and she does such a good job at it every year. So without further ado, I will award the award to Miss Jenny Young, our registrar.
Stand back there. Thank you. It was a pleasure working with all of you. Congratulations.
Thanks, Jenny.
Good afternoon, I'm Dennis Sonnerbach, and before Adam gets too far, let me ask you to join me in congratulating him on a great year of leadership for the students. And for the members of the class other than Adam, if there's any Latin words you don't know, I still have about 40 minutes I can send him to the library to check them for you. It is my honor and distinct pleasure to introduce our commencement speaker. Phil Schroer is an accomplished lawyer, a leader of the bar, a community leader, and most importantly to us, a proud alumnus of the NKU Chase College of Law. He is a partner at the law firm of Frost Brown Todd LLC, where he practices environmental law. Drawing upon his experience in science, engineering, and manufacturing, he represents business and industry in all aspects of environmental health and safety issues. In recognition of his exemplary environmental law practice, Mr. Schroer is recognized in the Best Lawyers in America, the oldest peer-reviewed publication in the legal profession. He has also been selected for inclusion in the Ohio Super Lawyers publication and named a Cincy leading lawyer by the Cincinnati Business Magazine. Mr. Schroer is a leader to the Bar Association, having just completed his service as the president of the Cincinnati Bar Association, where he led that association through a successful year of growth and accomplishment despite turbulent economic times and change for the profession. Prior to being elected to the presidency of the association, he served on the board of directors of the Cincinnati Bar Association and is a graduate of the association's Cincinnati Academy of Leadership for Lawyers. Mr. Schroer has also served as the president of the Alumni Association of Leadership Northern Kentucky and Leadership Cincinnati and the chairperson of the Northern Kentucky United Way campaign. He has also served as a member of the board of directors of the Northern Kentucky Chamber of Commerce. He's a dedicated volunteer for a variety of community service organizations, including the Redwood Rehabilitation Center in Fort Mitchell, Kentucky, the Just the Beginning Foundation, and the Regional Youth Leadership Program. Mr. Schroer is an example of one of NKU's greatest strengths, its long-time commitment to part-time legal education. He began his career as an environmental consultant, having earned his Bachelor of Science degree in biology with an emphasis on biochemistry and cell biology, and his master's degree in environmental health services from the University of Cincinnati College of Law. While serving as a consultant, he entered NKU Chase's part-time program. And for those of you who have in the part-time program, you know what a euphemism that is. It's truly full-time plus. He earned his doctorate degree from the College of Law in 1986 with the Order of Curie Honors. His successful career as a lawyer underscores the importance and success of our part-time program and its graduates. Mr. Schroer is an extraordinarily accomplished legal practitioner, and we are honored to have him with us today.
Thank you. Thank you, Dean. I know this is an old joke, but I'm glad my mother's letter made it to you in time for the introduction. President Vertruba, NKU Board of Regents, Dean Hannebach, Grand Marshal Dean Stevens, and let me depart from my prepared remarks right there. I'm just so excited to be sitting on the dais with Dean Stevens when he received the Lukowski Award today. Congratulations, sir. Associate Deans, yes, a round of applause. Associate Deans, Professors of Law, Judge Froelich as the Chase Alumni Representative, graduates of the class of 2009, family and friends of the graduates, it is my privilege and honor to address you today during this joyous ceremony. When Dean Hannebach called me a few months ago to invite me to give this address, I immediately reflected back to my graduation ceremony, the class of 1986. For the life of me, I could not remember who gave the address or what he or she said. So I know, for me to say something that will be remembered by you, even as you walk out of this building, is formidable at best. For me to say something that will actually make a difference in your life is an impossible task. But you should know that I do not shy away from impossible tasks. So here goes. Let me first begin by publicly thanking all of the parents, spouses, companions, partners, children, and other relatives and friends who have supported the graduating class of 2009. What you graduates have accomplished is in no small part attributable to your personal support structure, be it your parents, your spouse, your partners, friends, or family. The understanding and commitment that they allowed you to have to the practice of law education allowed you to achieve this goal. I know I would have not made it through Chase without my support unit, my wife Lynn, and my very young son, Andy. At the time, was about a year and a half old. Andy turned 27 this year. My wife and son still talk about the days when they would come over to school when I was holed up in the library studying. They'd bring dinner, and we'd play and sit in the grassy knoll in front of Nunn Hall for a few minutes, and then it was back to studying. If I were to write a letter on your behalf to your supporters, it would go as follows. You probably never really understood what I was talking about when I explained the rule in Shelley's case, the rule against perpetuities, applaud if you like, or the meaning of hearsay. But you knew it was important to me, and you supported my thirst for knowledge and drive for success. Thank you for being there and being understanding of those challenges that I faced and the time and energy that it required. I have achieved my goal, and I'm thrilled to share this excitement and feeling of accomplishment with you, for I truly could not have done it without you. With love, comma, insert your name. Pre-drafted letter for you. In addition to encouraging you to express gratitude to your family and friends who supported you through this law school experience, I want to give you a message regarding your future. In fact, the fact that I am standing before you today is, in its simplest form, part of my message. The message, anything can happen. Anything is possible. As I said, I'm a graduate of the night program, the class of 1986, and frankly, I bristle when it's called part-time. Like many alumni, I had a career before attending law school, but I had that undefined burn in my belly to do more. I decided to give law school a try. In August of 1982, with much trepidation, but a feeling of I don't have anything to lose, I walked into my first law school class. The memories are still clear. It was torts with Professor Elder. Class was in the large lecture hall on the 3rd floor of Nunn Hall. I was terrified. It took every fiber of my being not to run to my car and head for the hills when Professor Elder dismissed us for the 10-minute break. Obviously, I did not run to the hills. My passion for learning the law and learning how to think like a lawyer kept me coming back. How did I do it? I survived law school by always looking just 1 or 2 steps ahead. Getting prepared for the next class was big on the list. I wanted to be ready just in case I got called on, so that I would not make a fool of myself, frankly. Next, after preparing for class, it was get ready and do well on the first set of exams. Then that tumbled on through, and then all of a sudden, it was time to graduate. As I sat, and where's our S's in the graduating class? Put your hands up. I probably sat right around where you all sat in 1986. Never in my wildest imagination did I think that in 23 years I would be standing here. So remember, anything can happen. But more importantly, I tell you that story because it was a series of what I call baby steps. And those baby steps that got me through law school also got me through my legal career. For example, my involvement with the Cincinnati Bar Association began when I first attended a meeting of the Environmental Law Committee. Here I was, a lowly law student, walking into a room full of lawyers. I started taking the baby steps at the Bar Association, and 22 years later, I became the president. But in those 22 years, I took on numerous responsibilities, some small, some large, but never looked too far into the future. And that leads me to my first suggestion to you. Be alert for those opportunities or challenges that are 1 or 2 steps ahead of you. Think of your professional career as surviving, not unlike the surviving that you did through law school. Take your professional journey 1 baby step at a time. Keep your focus on the small, incremental advancements. That is very important in these trying economic times. I am certain that more than one of you have had someone say, this has got to be the worst time to be graduating from law school. Or worse yet, people have told you that you've just wasted 3 or 4 years of your life, and with probably a smug face, they'll snort at you, so now what are you going to do? Today's economic challenges are unlike anything we've ever seen before. But don't despair, I have some advice for you. To forge a career in today's legal market, it will take resourcefulness. I know that you're capable of that resourcefulness because I know you're a graduate of the Chase College of Law. You will do it 1 step at a time. I'm told that the Chinese language uses the same symbol to depict crisis and opportunity. In thinking about this in the context of our current economic crisis, I come to the conclusion that we must find those opportunities that exist in this crisis. Importantly, we must all understand that recognizing opportunities is not easy. What may seem to be a setback could actually be the opportunity of your lifetime. Be open and receptive. Be optimistic. For example, maybe now is the time for you to provide volunteer legal services through the Legal Aid Society. As a legal aid volunteer, you will be practicing law shoulder to shoulder with other lawyers. You will learn about the real world of the law. Who knows, an offer of employment may come from that work. You will make contacts in the legal community. Additionally, your law school education has trained you not only to practice law, but to give back to the community. For example, the rigors of law school are akin to running a daily marathon. Now that you have finished law school, you are in top physical condition. Like a marathon runner, you can accomplish more than most people. I would urge that you find service to volunteer organizations. Our volunteer organizations in this community are in particular need for people like you with analytical minds that can clearly and thoroughly identify issues and solve problems. There are opportunities in volunteerism. Clearly, another challenge for you all is to have enough confidence to take advantage of the recognized opportunity. Be open to the possibilities. Don't be afraid to take risks, to step out of your comfort zone. Personal and professional growth can only come when you are stretching yourself. In preparation for the speech, I contacted several fellow Chase graduates and asked that they provide a brief message of inspiration and encouragement to you. And as an introductory note, I must add, you are joining an incredible rank of alumni. Here are some of the messages that I want to carry to you. Jackie Hausler is a 1988 Chase grad. Before and during Knight's Law School as a CPA, she worked as a CPA before and during Knight Law School. Completed a law degree, didn't really find a law job immediately. Took a relatively minor job position at Cincinnati Bell. During her early career at Cincinnati Bell, she developed a passion for venture capital investing. She followed that passion a few years ago by forming her own venture capital firm with 3 other partners. Her company now manages $1 billion in assets, and she now has a seat on the board of Cincinnati Bell. Her advice to you: leverage your strengths, put passion over pay, and constantly seek to learn. Federal Magistrate Judge Tim Black graduated in 1983. Judge Black, after achieving his undergraduate degree from Harvard University, returned to Cincinnati to teach. He continued his teaching career during law school. Judge Black told me that his experience taught him that anything is possible. And indeed, Judge Black has made a lot possible. His record of extraordinary service to our community and the legal profession was recognized yesterday by the Cincinnati Bar Association when we conferred upon him the Themis Award, which is the highest service award available to a Bar Association member, and it's only been awarded 5 times in the history of the Bar Association. Judge Black's advice to you is that everything it's in doing the tiniest decent things in life. He said he learned his best lesson about decency through his classmates here at Chase Law School. Now, we do have a distinguished alum in the audience today, Dick Lawrence, who I understand yesterday received the Chase Alumni Lifetime Achievement Award. Dick is here seeing his daughter Lindsay graduate. Lindsay, are you out there? There's Lindsay. Congratulations. So in the interest of not embarrassing Mr. Lawrence, I've chose to skip him in terms of distinguished alumni. I do want to talk about a gentleman who is not here, and consider this as a story of following a path. Dave Schwarty, while he was an undergrad, developed a passion for travel. Before and during law school, He worked for American Airlines in the reservation department. You know, that department that we all love to hate. He went to law school at night, continued his employment as a reservationist. Upon graduation in 1979, he was able to join the American Airlines ranks of in-house counsel. By the year 2000, he was general counsel of Sabre, which you may know is the computerized reservation system, which is now the parent company of Travelocity. Dave has achieved his goal of traveling because he now travels the world lecturing on transportation and technology matters. His advice, which he clearly has followed, is to follow your passion. Tim O'Toole and I were classmates. During law school, Tim was a treasurer of a small local company. Following law school, Tim stayed with the company and used his law degree to take on greater responsibilities and challenges. He never took the bar exam, but he uses his law degree every day in his business endeavors. Tim is now the CEO of a billion-dollar company located in South Florida. Tim's advice: follow your niche, whatever that may be, and use your education to understand complicated business decisions. Gary Cohen graduated from Chase in 1978. He is now the executive president, general counsel, and secretary of the Finish Line. You may recognize that name, the Finish Line Incorporated. It's a small, mall-based specialty retail store in athletic shoes. The company operates a mere 700 stores in 47 states. Gary's story is especially inspiring. He told me that Chase provided the only option for him to attend law school. He had to work full-time to support his family, so attending law school during the day was not an option. On the notion of seizing upon opportunities, he wanted me to share this story about his first legal job. In the late 1970s, when he graduated, there were few options for law students, for graduates. When Gary got his turn at the job posting board, the opportunity that he gravitated to was going to put him in the Sixth Circuit Court of Appeals. There was a catch. The job involved digging through the mountains of old briefs that were stored in the attic and determining which ones were duplicates and could be thrown away and which ones had to be archived and saved for the future. Gary took this seemingly demeaning job and promptly used it as a springboard for greater opportunity. In short time, he was offered the opportunity to work as a deputy clerk at the Sixth Circuit. This job, of course, put him in contact with lawyers on a daily basis, and as a result, he landed a job at a Cincinnati law firm in very short order. After 20 years of private practice, he went in-house and has never looked back. Gary's advice to you: opportunities won't hit you in the face. You must be alert to recognize the opportunities. All opportunities, no matter how small or seemingly tangential, will relate to future growth and opportunities. You will pick up knowledge, skills, intuition that you did not have before. He says there's no such thing as wasted time unless you are frozen in place, afraid to step out and take a risk. I have one more story to tell you about Larry Wiltshire, a graduate of the Knight program from 1984. Larry was a pharmacist by trade. Before and during law school, he worked for Super X. He worked his way out of the retail business and then finally into Kroger's real estate department. Just a few years after law school and after passing the Kentucky bar, he was hired by Dollar General, a large retailing store, as their first in-house counsel. In the ensuing 17 years, Larry grew that legal department to 9 people and grew Dollar General to a Fortune 500 company. Larry is now general counsel for the Bass Pro Shop. Larry wanted me to tell you congratulations first, and to encourage you to embrace the road less traveled. I could stand here for hours recounting stories of fellow Chase alums. Within each story, you would find inspiration and encouragement to make your own path to success. I will not belabor the point. Instead, let me encourage you to reach out to our alumni base and find a mentor. Network within this amazing group of people. Do not be shy. Reach out. Just here on the dais today, we've got Judge Froelich. These are all Chase alum. Marty Butler, Denise McClellan, and Sarah Sidebottom. There are a lot of Chase graduates in your midst. If you have trouble finding one that is akin to your passion, talk to your professors. Talk to Dean Hannebach, Dean Stevens, Dean McKnight. Stay in touch with these people. They will help you. You've now joined the ranks of preeminent lawyers, judges, business executives, and educators who have likewise achieved this degree. Your stories and your opportunities have yet to be written. It is not out of the realm of possibility that you will become a CEO, general counsel, judge, lawyer, community activist, you name it. There is no limit to your potential for achievement. Who knows, 20 plus years from now, it may be you standing before the graduating class of 2029 delivering the commencement address. What advice will you have for them? Start writing your life story today. Congratulations on graduating from Sam and Peace Chase College of Law, and best wishes for a successful professional career and life.
Inasmuch as an honorary degree are awarded to men and women who, because of scholarly contributions, meritorious public service, or other noteworthy achievements, have come into universal high regard, the Board of Regents of Northern Kentucky University does therefore confer upon the Honorable Philip J. Schwar the degree of Doctor of Laws, with all rights, privileges, and insignia pertaining thereto. In testimony whereof, this diploma is issued with the signatures of the President and the Chair of the Northern Kentucky University Board of Regents, and the seal of the university as fixed at Highland Heights, Kentucky, this 9th day of May, 2009. Phil, congratulations and thank you.
It's time. Would the graduates please stand? Mr. President, it is a pleasure and a privilege to present the men and women who have successfully completed the rigorous requirements for the degree of Juris Doctor.
Thank you, Dean Hannebach. It's now my privilege to confer the degrees. By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Commonwealth of Kentucky, through the Board of Regents of Northern Kentucky University, I confer upon you the degree of Juris Doctor. I now declare you a graduate of Chase College of Law of Northern Kentucky University. Congratulations on this wonderful professional accomplishment.
Will the graduates please come forward?
Good afternoon. Timothy Andrew Abbott. Mark Edward Anderson. Amanda Lynn Aquino. Michael Gannon Arnzen. Abigail Corrine Barnes. Brian Keith Bays. Javier Beteta. Jonathan Brian Blick. Elizabeth Ann Bowers. Stephanie Nicole Bruneman. Gogan Bolkamitz Yalkut. Sarah Elizabeth Burns. Ethan Ashley Busald. Philip J. Cahan. Brian Walter Canty. Nicholas Anthony Carter. Sarah May Caudle. Eric Wynn Chesley. Christopher Leon Cole. Zachary Allen Corbin. Jennifer N. Cornell. Rachel Lee Corwin. Jessica Lynn Craven. Jessica Marie Crockett. Jeffrey Joseph Kutcher. Troy Brandon Daniels. Dawn Lynette Danley Nichols. Chad Nathaniel Eckhart. Jason Lee Ellis. Ashley Elizabeth England Huff. Andrea Sue Ewan. Tyler Harrison Fields. Ellen Langheim Fornash. Eric Scott Foster. Jason D. Fowler. Jeffrey Lynn Gallant. Lori Bergwork Gibson.
I sent for some.
Sean Patrick Gray. Ashley Renee Hampton. Catherine Suzanne Harris. Karen Elaine Hartledge. Christopher J. Hartley. Derek Giles Helm. Robert Lee Henge. Jeffrey Allen Harrington. Emily Manning Horde. Sharon D. Hornbuckle Adams. John Edward Hudson. Dustin Clay Humphrey. Susan Joan Irian. Joseph Donald Junger. Tanya Renee Kendall. John Roger Kleinschmidt III. Nicholas Anthony Klingensmith. Robin Lynn Lakes. Jennifer Blaine Landry. Hannah Marie Young Laver. Lindsay Ann Lawrence. Robert Lewis II. Holly Bratcher Lindsay. Charles Arthur Lippett. Lee Reed Lorch, Jr. Daniel L. Lorenz. William Taylor Lunsford. Nicholas C. Maggard. Adriana Barbara Taylor Mackey. Amanda Nicole McFarland. Joshua Andrew Kelly McWilliams. Whitney Wellman Mayhew. Megan Elizabeth Murch. Catherine Ann Meefert. Sarah Michelle Mitchell. Kate Rickley Morgan. Brandon Timothy Murley. Misty Catherine Nall. Joseph Nava. Patrick Joseph Newton. Andrew Lawrence Nord. Brittany Lauren Oliver. Shamika Lynn O'Neill. Ioana Demetriou Paraskevopoulos. Vanessa Ann Perdome. Carl Edward Ramsey II. Krista Michelle Ray. Emily Van Meter Reed. Bryce Kerrigan Rhodes. Andrew Lee Rubin. Rhonda Beth Schechter. Devin Brannigan Shank. Donna Marie Chevigny. Andrew Joseph Scherberg. Kristen Michelle Sherlin. Diane Marie Spitznagel. Alan Jonathan Spivak. Aaron Patrick Stack. Rhonda Sue Stanger. Adam James Stegall. Christina Monique Strassel. Grant Edward Schwarzentuber. Christopher Lewis Tapia. Stephanie Louise Tu. Gabrielle Diane Thompson. Matthew Harold Todd. Adam Lee Tao. Jamie Lynn Turner. Michael Charles Vance. Blake Austin Vogt. Robert J. Vonks. Mary Elizabeth Wallingford. Noah Michael Maines Welty. Courtney Renee Whiting. Kyle Weston Williamson. Benjamin Scott Wilson. Neil David Wolf. Catherine Marie Woodside. R. Garrett Worley III. Barry Neal Wright.
Let's give the graduates one more hand. And we want to congratulate all the graduates and their families. This is a great day. Celebrate. Let me offer 3 simple pieces of advice. And the first one is just what I said, celebrate. The members of the graduating class have worked hard. You've studied long hours. You've shared times of exhaustion, pangs of anxiety, and periods of frustration. You've paid your dues. Be proud of what you've accomplished. The study of law is no small challenge, and yet you have persevered, and in so doing, you have earned the honor and recognition that you have just received. We congratulate you. Second, reflect. What has happened to you while you were here at Chase? What are you going to make of what you learned here? What will you do with the skills and the knowledge that you acquired here? Each of these questions is important, and I suspect each of you will answer them differently. But what I'm confident that we can all agree on is that at Chase, you have begun to become a lawyer. And I emphasize the phrase, begun to become a lawyer. You and I know you've not yet finished your study. You and I and every other lawyer knows that none of us will ever finish our study of the law. The greatness of our system of law is its ability to evolve to meet the needs of a changing society. The best any of us can hope for is that in the short time that you've been here, you've gained the basis for a career of learning and service. We on the faculty are confident that you have acquired a firm foundation upon which to build your career. We are confident that you are well prepared to take the next steps in your career as a member of the legal professions. You are, to quote Chief Justice Minton of the Kentucky Supreme Court, who was speaking to a group of young admittees just the other day, said, "You were sharp, very sharp. Sharp enough to stick in the ground, but green enough to still grow. Continue to grow. You have a great career ahead of you. And finally, serve. You have enormous potential. Ahead of you lay many opportunities. Seize them. Use your skills and talents to do well. You have important work to take on. Enjoy your successes, and there will be many, and learn from your failures, for there will be some. Lend aid to those who need your help. Stand firm in resisting those who would manipulate the law to serve their own selfish ends. Kindle in yourself and in others a deep respect for the rule of law, tempered by an unabiding passion for justice. You are now a graduate of the Chase College of Law. Serve our profession and our great law school well in the grand tradition established by the many Chase graduates in whose footsteps you now follow. And again, let me personally say to you, congratulations and thank you for making our time at the law school a truly wonderful experience. We have enjoyed working with you. Thank you.
Thank you, Dean Hannebach, and I want to again congratulate each of our graduates today. I want to congratulate the faculty and staff who have made this day possible. To the family and friends of all of our graduates, a special note of satisfaction. Congratulations to all of you. Before we depart this hall, I'd like to just share a few final thoughts with particular reference to Abraham Lincoln, whose 200th anniversary of his birth we are celebrating this year. I've been spending some time looking over Lincoln's remarkable materials related to Lincoln. Remember that Lincoln, among other things, was the person responsible for Salmon P. Chase being Secretary of the Treasury and later Chief Justice of the U.S. Supreme Court. A man born of poverty and with no formal education, of course, Lincoln became a self-taught lawyer and who rose to become one of our greatest presidents. But before he was elected president, he practiced law for nearly 25 years in the state of Illinois. Occasionally, his writings reveal advice he offered lawyers or aspiring lawyers. In the collected works of Abraham Lincoln, I came across fragments of a speech he wrote that he planned to deliver to an audience of young lawyers. I was inspired by the advice he offers to younger colleagues, insight and wisdom that reaches beyond those years and arrives as relevant to today's young attorney as it did to the practicing lawyer of the mid-19th century. For example, he writes, and I quote, "I am not an accomplished lawyer. I find quite as much material for a lecture in those points wherein I have failed as in those wherein I have been moderately successful," close quote. He made this observation in 1850 at the age of 41 after practicing law for over a decade. Paraphrasing what Henry David Thoreau said of failure, again I quote, if we will be but quiet and ready enough, we shall find compensation in every disappointment." Lincoln offered his universal piece of advice to lawyers of the day, and I quote again, "Discourage litigation. Persuade your neighbor to compromise whenever you can. As a peacemaker, the lawyer has a superior opportunity of being a good man. There will still be business enough." On preparation, Lincoln advises future lawyers to, quote, "leave nothing for tomorrow which can be done today. Never let your correspondence fall behind. Whatever piece of business you have in hand before stopping, do all the labor pertaining to it which can then be done," close quote. On that same note, he says he reminds himself daily that I will prepare and someday my chance will come. I will prepare and someday my chance will come. And he adds, if I only had an hour to chop down a tree, I would spend the first 45 minutes sharpening my axe. Further in the lecture notes, he says on dealing with clients, an exorbitant fee should never be claimed. As a general rule, never take your whole fee in advance, nor any more than a small retainer. When fully paid beforehand, you are more than a common mortal if you can feel the same interest in the case. Settle the amount of fee and take a note in advance, and you're sure to do your work faithfully and well, close quote. And finally, on the importance of honesty, Lincoln writes, resolve to be honest at all events. And if in your own judgment you cannot be an honest lawyer, resolve to be honest without being a lawyer. While reading historian Doris Kearns Goodwin's wonderful biography, Team of Rivals, The Political Genius of Abraham Lincoln, I was struck by Lincoln's reverence for the formally educated lawyer. Unlike you, of course, Lincoln never received an hour's worth of formal legal education. At probably no other time in his career was that insecurity revealed more than when he came to Cincinnati as co-counsel for a patent infringement trial in 1855, a case that drew national attention and involved the country's two dominant reaper-making companies. Lincoln saw this as an opportunity to finally make a name for himself as a lawyer. The trial was originally set to be heard in Springfield, Illinois. The defendant, the John Manny Company, decided it was worth the effort to hire a cheap lawyer from Springfield, Illinois to help influence the judge. And Lincoln got the nod. At the time, Lincoln was 46 years old and had failed politically in 1854. Here was his chance to make himself known. Over the next several months, he prepared for trial before being told it was being moved to Cincinnati. It didn't matter to Lincoln. He remained thrilled at the opportunity to work with three of the country's best lawyers, George Harding, Peter Watson, and Edwin Stanton, highly polished and formally educated lawyers from the East. With the trial moved to Cincinnati, Ohio, Stanton, Harding, and Watson no longer needed the Springfield lawyer. They decided that, quote, the mere sight of Lincoln might jeopardize this case, as one historian put it. Despite this news, Lincoln stayed in Cincinnati to watch the trial, which lasted about a week. He confided that after the trial that he had never seen anything so finished and elaborated, so thoroughly prepared as Stanton's sophisticated arguments and speech. He added that he was going home to study law as he realized that these college-trained men are coming west, and soon they will be in Illinois, and when they appear, I will be ready. This trial changed Lincoln. He came with a fond hope for making fame. His response, he studied, he prepared more carefully and more thoroughly. And without this experience, he might never have had the inspiration to improve as he did. Which returns us to his first advice to young lawyers that I mentioned earlier. Quote, I find quite as much material for a lecture in those points wherein I have failed as in those wherein I have been moderately successful. As president, Lincoln, of course, asked Stanton to be a Secretary of War. His experience in Cincinnati with Stanton demonstrated for Lincoln the value of formal legal education as the best way to prepare someone to practice the law, something Lincoln had not had the privilege of doing, but an opportunity availed to Stanton and to all of you graduates here today. On behalf of the Board of Regents of Northern Kentucky University and the faculty and staff of the Salmon P. Chase College of Law, I extend my sincerest best wishes for your success and our hope that through the practice of law you'll discover the professional satisfaction of serving others, that you will at all times prepare to do your best, and that you will have the courage and the resolve, in the words of Abraham Lincoln, to be honest at all events. Believe in yourself, graduates. Believe in your capacity to achieve great things, and nurture this legal profession. It is the bedrock on which this nation is built. No other profession is more intimately connected with what this country has been, what it is today, and what it must be in the future. Congratulations, and thank you very much for being part of this campus. Now, if you will please rise and join in the singing of the alma mater, led by Jessica Quitter, Allison Munich, Tripp Hampton, and Matthew Geller. The words are on the back of your program.
Northern, let your vision lead us, hearts of women, men, and youth. Help us seek the higher virtues, guide us to the greater truth. Northern, Northern alma mater, may our lives enrich your name, and in time leave us your children, better far than when we came.
Before we leave, can we express our thanks to the quartet for adding such a special and wonderful dimension to the program today? Thank you. To our faculty, graduates, and guests, please join us for a reception in honor of the newest Chase graduates, the class of 2009, immediately following this ceremony. The reception will be held in the Student Union Ballroom, located on the lower level of the building to the left as you exit the hall. I look forward to seeing you there so the celebration can begin. Finally, will all guests please remain in place until all the graduates have marched from the hall. Thank you and good afternoon.